start cleaning all this up? Joining me now, friend of the briefing and a foe of the fake news, senior advisor for the U.S. Global Agency for Global Media, the one and only Kari. Kari, welcome back, first of all.
Thank you. Good to be back. That was quite an opening. I enjoyed every bit of it. There was a lot of winning in there, and we're going to see a lot more winning in the days and months to come.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the winning in a moment. You know that it was Barack Obama who first put illegal immigrant children in cages. The media lied about that. Now they're lying about what President Trump and Ron DeSantis are doing with Alligator, Alcatraz. They say it's concentration camps.
Well, first of all, what an insult to the people who perished in concentration camps in Nazi Germany and around Europe. I mean, that is an absolute insult. And what's happening in these jails and detention centers that Ron DeSantis, and with the help of President Trump and funding that will be coming from President Trump and the federal government, is doing is taking people who should not be here, who came here illegally and are ready for deportation, putting them there so that we can safely create a wonderful homecoming, sending them back home to their country and repatriate them back to their country. Most other nations wouldn't be this kind to people who came in illegally. We, however, are, and I think that Governor DeSantis has set up a great system down there with this Alligator, Alcatraz. I think it's a great name. And there will be nobody escaping, nobody running off from this facility. They will be hopping on to planes and going home, and we will be seeing mass deportations as soon as this big, beautiful bill is signed into law. And I can't wait for that to happen, hopefully Friday. Yeah,
we're going to get an update on that, whether it's going to move through the House tonight or tomorrow and get it signed into law on Friday. When you talk about the list of winning, what has sort of thrilled you the most? I mean, you're inside the administration. You're watching this happen. President announcing today trade deal with Vietnam out of nowhere. He's gotten that done. He's gotten one with China, UK. Stock market is soaring right now. The media told us that everything was going to crash and burn. But meanwhile, gas prices are down. Inflation is down, as you know it. And this economy is turning around. And then not just prosperity, but peace around the world.
I feel like every day is Christmas, especially the last couple of weeks have been incredible. I see the economy ready to take off even bigger than it has when this bill passes. Going to put more money back into the pockets of everyday hardworking Americans, lower our taxes. And frankly, when we deport 10 or 20 million people, there's going to be mass deportations. That's going to free up housing. That's going to free up a lot of things. Prices will come down. Jobs will open up for Americans. We can't even imagine how good things are going to be once President Trump gets this big, beautiful bill out and running, and then we start to see and reap the benefits from it. I'm also excited about some of the cultural things that we're seeing, watching an end to this woke, ridiculous, absolute abject horror that the left pushed on us when it comes to men participating in women's sports. We saw a big victory there, and we're just seeing a return to normalcy, what should be normal, and common sense. And that's what makes me excited.
Absolutely. And I think it's common sense that CBS's 60 Minutes tarred it. It's what was a great legacy for many, many years. You were in journalism and you were stellar. And I remember you interviewing Barack Obama years and years ago, and it made national news. And we all aspired to, be one of those stars on 60 Minutes. And now they're in the dumps settling this lawsuit after the media told us the president had no case. Listen to this little mashup that we put together.
Legal experts said Trump didn't really have a case. But CBS took this seriously, in part because of concern that Trump would try to delay its Paramount-Skydance merger.
The White House, the president really did not have a case here. And many people have reinforced that argument, but we certainly know the situation with Paramount right now. They were in need of federal approval for a merger.
Some Paramount executives saw the lawsuit as a potential hurdle to completing a multi-billion-dollar sale of the company.
You can see that they always find a dark motive, and they don't want to admit that CBS put a thumb on the scale, right?
That's right. It's a disreputable news outlet. 60 Minutes is disreputable. They asked me a couple of months ago to do an interview with them, and I said, I'm not going to talk to some disreputable outlet like 60 Minutes. It has fallen so far down. It's below the basement floor now. And I don't believe that for a minute. If they were worried about this, they were worried because they knew that CBS would ultimately lose, and it would actually make them look bad. And so I think if they were worried about the deal going through, they were worried about what it would do to further, sully the reputation of an already disreputable outlet.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, I want to give you a chance to talk about some of the reforms you've been putting in place at Voice of America as I ask you about NPR, which the president has also targeted. Take a look at this. They sat down one of their anchors with Zohran Mamdani, who may be the next mayor of New York City. And look at the laughter and the smiles and, oh, Mr. Socialist. Look at that. I mean, when you talk about the old days of 60 Minutes and investigative journalists, like, let's have a little cup of tea with the socialist. And I listened to it all last night in context. And there were some good questions, I'll admit. And then there were others like, did you realize that people are going to basically be so racist against you because you're Muslim? I mean, they're just, the people on the left in the media, they just fall all over themselves to suck up to these socialists. What's going on?
I'm just watching that, and if you just watch the body language there, it looks like one of those speed dating. It looks like she's in love with the guy. And imagine if you would watch that same reporter interviewing President Trump or a member of the Trump administration. You'd probably see daggers coming out of the eyes. I mean, this is what we've come to expect with the fake news. And look, if NPR is as good as they claim to be, and people on the far left claim it to be, then they should have absolutely zero trouble finding people who want to donate money or finding advertisers. Become a commercial outlet. And if you're that good, you should do quite well. But the hard-earned, the hardworking taxpayers of this country should not be funding an outlet that is pushing a leftist agenda and in many cases an anti-American agenda. And that's why President Trump is asking for Voice of America and U.S. Agency for Global Media that I oversee to be brought down to its statutory minimum. And then next fiscal year, he's asking for the elimination of this agency. We have to start looking at what is the value of what our taxpayer money is spending and what is it doing? Are we getting anything back from it? And unfortunately, with U.S. Agency for Global Media, we're seeing mismanagement. We're seeing the importation of spies and insider threats to America, wasteful money, wasteful spending of money, and actually putting out, in many cases, an anti-American product overseas for our adversaries to pick up on. It's not right. And we need to fix it, and that's why President Trump has put me in charge.
And we're so glad and pleased and proud that we've known you for so long. And seeing you, it gives us great pride. We hope you and Jeff and the whole family have a wonderful 4th and look forward to having you back on Newsmax.
Thank you. I'll be celebrating right here, just a few blocks from the White House, and looking forward to celebrating this beautiful, wonderful country.
We're lucky to have you in Washington. Have a great 4th. See you soon.